So today, oops, let me open that again. So today we'll talk about HPALM. Okay. Um, yeah, HPALM. We'll talk about this pretty quick on HPALM actually. It's a Hewlett Packard application lifecycle management. Okay, and it's also a test management tool, but from a different company, that's Hewlett Packard. Um, Now, actually, they have the better version, better. But here we just have some look and see. Um, so how does this look like? And you can, if you want access for this, you can request to Tagore. Okay, he can give you access for this. Just email him. Okay, but I would recommend you to just get some idea on what you have because this is slowly it's getting obsolete day by day. Okay, I mean it's not really. I mean it's still people are using it. All this happening. But what I would say like this is little bit more tree as well. Okay, it's like because this started on like I think 2008. I think it was, no, 2007 or 2006. So okay, so it's 10 years back. There's new tools keep on coming. It's like Rally, Rally, Jira. The new tools keep on coming, and it's more convenient and more user friendly to use it. And this HPLM is not so that user friendly. Okay, but still. uh, Okay, so guess what? Okay, so we don't have that. That module actually, this module is gone because this has run out of license, but you don't have to worry. Okay, you have already two tools access, right? Does everyone have this two tool access? Just can somebody ping me? Okay, I need everyone's response because I'm giving email to everyone, so I hope everyone have access to two tools. Two tools, that is Rally and Jira, right? Good. So you will have a various. I also try to give you access for TFS. If you need access to this too, you can go ahead. But I would recommend to you can just hold on with this, or you can request. No big deal. But thing is, um, this is a little bit more have more uh, convoluted process to use this. Okay. So here, let's go pretty quick here. Okay, so right now we don't have access for this one, um, but actually, I didn't look this before, so I should have looked this. I thought I didn't have this access. Okay, never mind. So here you have, it's similar to all other tools what you're using. Okay, you can have some compare study on this based on Rally because both are test management tools. Okay, there's no big difference. The difference is the different company. Okay, this is from CA Technologies, and this is used more into agile, and of course, again, as my previous right, HPLM can also be used in agile. It's not really necessary. It has to be used in waterfall. It has to be used in SDLC. There is no hard and fast rule for that. Okay, you can use anything at any place. Okay. Okay, so here let's go here. There are different modules. Okay, here um, as a testing perspective, you have access. Read and write access to test plan, test lab. There's one more module called requirements. Right now we don't have that one. Okay, so requirement is similar to that user story that we have here. Okay, just like similar to this is the user story, right? Just like how you create a new user story, the similar way you do in this requirement. So right now we don't have that access, so don't worry about it. Our job starts from test plan, test lab. Okay, test plan, test lab, and defects module. So we don't have defects module at this time. Okay, so we'll hold on with that. But here is the thing: you need to work most of the time is how to open defects, right? You can open defects. But here, what you need to do is um, you will be writing your test cases. Okay, you'll be writing your test cases in test plan. Okay, executing your test cases in test lab. Okay, this is the most important thing what you need to know. In HPLM specifically, you will be writing your test cases in test plan and executing your test cases in test lab module. Okay, and reporting defects in a defects module. Okay, so I'll be giving you, at the end of the day, I'll be giving you a better recording, okay, which has all this access. So don't worry about it. You'll be getting a better recording, okay, which has all this access and is more in detail. Okay, okay. So there is. Let's go to a test plan pretty quick. So, I would recommend to just go through once the recording what I sent today, and you can come back to me if you have any questions. Okay, because it's already more clear on this on that video. But if you really want more questions, because some people do have some questions, right? Because some different background. Okay, so they might have some questions. So they can come back. You can call me or email me. Okay, mostly email me first because maybe I may not be on a desk or something, or I may be out. So email me so that we can call you back. Okay. So here so here it's a little bit different here. Okay. In Rally, it's made pretty simple for you because here you have where you're here when you're writing test cases, right? It's in test. Of course, this has own module. It's called test cases module, and you're writing test cases here. And of course, this has its own module. You're writing test cases here. Okay, good. But okay, let's say this is the root. This is the root of this directory. That means whatever you are creating, you need to create your own folder. Okay, and whatever you are creating, this should be under the root folder. Okay, and these are all, let's say these are all projects again. Okay, these are all projects going on. A lot of projects, a lot of things going on here. You need to figure it out which project you're working. As usual, you need to figure it out your project, your user story, which one you're working based on the documents or based on the with your communication with the lead, based on your colleague. Okay, all those things you need to figure it out. Now, once you figure it out, then let's say I know which project I'm working on. Okay, so so let's see if I can find this. Oh, okay, great. So I found my project. So this is my project. Okay, let's say I found my project here. So this is how it will be, right? You need to find out. It's like a needle in the haystack. You need to find out your project, which project you're working. Let's say you found this project. Now again, when you find this project, there's a lot of sub projects here. You see this? This will be the real time scenario. It could be the similar thing. Now, you find a lot of sub projects here. See this? Now, what you want to do is, you can see you can create your own test cases. Okay. Here, what you need to do is create your own directory. Okay, create your own folder. Make sure you click on this. Okay, and click on this, which is located new folder. It's located in this upper menu bar. It's not menu bar, but for this in this bar. Click on this, and you want to name this. Let's see here. Name here. This. Name this as okay. So I have created this. Okay. It's being created somewhere else, but I want this numbering system to be correct. So what I want to do is I want to do refresh. You click on refresh or F5. Just refresh it. Okay, good. Now it's in proper order. Okay. Now I've created a folder here. Why I want to create? Because there's a lot of sub projects going on, a lot of testing going on. Okay, you can take it as regression testing, you can take it as performance. A lot of things are happening here, but you are not sure where exactly you need to write your test cases. In that case, I recommend you to create your folder and write your test cases there. Okay. Or you can do this, you can copy that, okay, you can copy some of the test cases from previous and you can put it here, you can either do that. Okay, once you've created a folder, you have just created a folder, nothing else, right? That means you have created yourself a path where you need to write your test cases. Okay, now once you do this, click on new test. So here you are creating a new test. Okay, click on that. And I can name that same thing. I hope this accept this. Okay, so again, as usual, I've seen you have, since you've got used to various test management tool, as usual, these red colors are are the priority ones. I mean, that's mandatory ones and need to be filled. Say that's level medium, priority medium. This is about test cases. Okay, reviewed, not reviewed, creation date, today's, and designer is like who is writing the test cases, and would be me. A reviewer who is your lead, whoever is the lead, will be just putting their name. Test priority, test effort, how much time will be taking, you can put a test effort. Okay, and if you want to write description, you can go ahead and write the description, like, functional testing for, test cases one. That's some, you can write that, and once you do that, click OK. Okay, great. Now, what we have done, we have just created a framework. We have not done anything here. Okay, we have created only framework. That means now you need to write your test cases. Now, once you create that, you see this, all these options are showing up here. You see this, lot of options. Now, this has shown because you have created a framework for your test case, right? That this framework, once you do this gets assigned with unique test ID, and all those things gets updated for you. Okay, now you want to start writing test cases. You see these modules here, various modules. Okay, design steps, parameters. Parameters is for when you are doing automation testing, you want to write these parameters here. Attachments, really we don't really require this attachment here, but yes, you can have this attachment. You can use it, but don't use it because you just get confused. This is not really required here. Then, okay, test configurations, requirement coverage. This is for the lead perspective, what needs to be done and what not. This is here you can perform RTM, requirement traceability matrix. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, great, we are getting this. So only the module is not there, but you can do this RTM. Okay. Then you have this link defects. If you say, okay, this is also not required, just don't worry about this. We'll talk about this in detail in test lab module. Dependencies, okay. These are a few of the modules, which is here. What, as a tester, what you'll be looking is mostly design steps, because here what you'll be writing your test cases, right? Not anything else. Yeah, it is, of course, if you're working automation, you want to look at parameters. That's it. You don't even want to look at link defects and attachments here. It's really not required. Okay, once this is done, let's write test cases, okay? So what I will do is here, since we have, keep writing this test cases, we already written twice, right? So what I'll do here is, I'll just copy my test cases, which I have written previously, okay? So what I'll do is just use this, shift, and I'll use this button copy steps. Once I do that, I'll go back to my this directory and paste it. Okay, these are the same test cases what we are keep writing, from 2 weeks. So I'm just not repeating again. Okay, just you guys know what to write, right? You have to come up with positive scenario, negative scenario, and boundary values. So make sure you have all these in the test cases. Okay, once you have written this test cases, now you're good. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to check in. You see this small icon lock symbol? See this on the nearby this test case? This is a small icon showing up this unlocked with the green color. You see this green color, this unlocked. Now that means it's a checked out. This is not available for all the versions in HPLM, but yes, if it is there, then you need to check in this test case. That means if it is unlock mode, that is right now, that means it is checked out and you are editing your test cases or writing your test cases. Once you check in, that means it actually, it's in the real place where it should be. So we want to check in. So here you have this option, check in, click on that. And these are all actually checked out, so we don't worry about it. For test case, we need to figure it out which test case is our, and this is our test case. Okay, great. Okay, now just click on this and click on Chile. If there's any comments, you can go ahead and write in comment as a new test case or anything and click on OK. Okay, great. Now you see this, that icon just went away. That means now it's checked in and you cannot write any test case. If you want to write again, you need to check out. Okay, check out and then write it. So why do we require this? So that is for version control system. Okay, so that is for use for version controlling. Okay. So that's it. I mean, that's it about test plan. Any questions in test plan? So in test plan, simple, it's writing your test cases. Okay, there's a one more module which we didn't discuss, that is a requirements module, where you will only be viewing the requirements, just like similar what you have here. Okay, in Valley, just like you view the requirements. This is called user stories here. So you just see here, right? Let's see. See this is how it looks like, right? This is the requirement. So similar way, you'll be also having this requirement module here. Okay, if no one have any questions, so let's move to the next module. So the only thing here is the problem with HPLM is you will be writing test cases in test plan and executing in the test lab. Okay, you cannot execute in the test plan module. Okay, that was an interview question actually. They were asked like, okay, how do you execute your test cases? Okay, now if you say test plan, well, that's not really right answer, because test plan, you are only working on creating your test cases. That's it. What you do is just creating. You cannot execute. You see anywhere execution part here in the module? No, right? So there is no execution part. So they made it that way. That is a little bit a traditional, traditional way of doing this. But here it's, here it's easy. Here, you are executing the test case right here itself, right? Here itself they are executing. So that's the best part, using this new tools than this old tools. These are old tools. So you need to, do some hard work. Okay. These tools are really smart. You can use your smart work, but this is hard work. You need to do. Okay. So let's go to test lab module. Okay. So here again, what? Again, there's a bunch of projects going on. Okay. Now the problem here is all the projects which is test plan supposed to be here. If not there is, then you have to create it, or someone has to create it, the project, and put some information. Sometimes you may not have access because this is really taken care of administrator ALM. HPALM administrator. Okay, they give access to this so that okay. Um, so once you figure it out, your project is most of the time it will be there. The project will be there. If it is not there, then you need to check it out and say, hey, no, you know what, my project is not available. Can you add project here? Once you have that, let's say I figure it out. This is my project here. Okay, and here again you need to create a folder. If you want, you can go ahead and create folder. You can do that. Okay, but instead of creating folder, what I'll do is I'll just directly jump into creating a test set. So what is this test set? This is again a framework where you need to pull all your test cases into this. Dump all your test cases, whatever you have written previously, you need to dump all this here. So let's see how we can do here. So let's say I want to create a test set. Before that, put it here. Okay, and fill out all this information as usual. You need to fill up all the red colors are important. You want to make sure which one you're working on: performance, default, functional, or automation. Okay, we just put it default. And if you have information, you can put this here and change to by close date, new close date. Default environment, is it a dev environment, it is a test environment, or is it a production environment? You need to put in all this information. Who is the responsible for this? As a tester, I'm responsible. I need to make sure about these test cases. So I'll just put all this information. Status open test build. If there's any build, put the build number, and you can put some information here. Now when you have this option attachment, you can use this attachment, okay, not on test one attachment. You can use this one, but not for now. We'll just put it and click on OK. Okay, so it has created a test set. Let's refresh it, see how it goes. So see there's a problem, right? I created my test set by clicking this folder. Okay, so you need to make sure which folder you are creating test set. You need to create by clicking this and then clicking on this. Okay, so make sure whenever you're trying to create a new folder, a new test set, you need to make sure which folder are you trying to do that. Okay, this takes very here it's very specific on this to make sure where you're creating your test cases. Okay, maybe I can move that. Let's see. Okay, okay, good. So I moved my test set to here, but just by drag and drop. We just move this here by putting here. Okay, so that helped me out to put all this in one place. Okay, not in anymore here. Okay, so that's good. That worked. Okay, now again you have this is again a framework. Okay, this is a framework actually. You have not done anything here. What you want to do here is, okay, go to the details, verify all the information is correct, whatever you have entered. Okay, and once you do this, go ahead and click on execution grid. Here you don't find any test cases, right? You see this. So you want to pull up the test cases what you have written so far in the test plan. You have written test cases, right? You need to pull up those test cases. Okay, so how do you want to do that? Click on select test, which is located here, in the menu, like, of this third sidebar. It's divided into three sidebars. Okay, the left sidebar, the middle, and the right sidebar. Okay, here in the right sidebar, you have this option called select test. Once you click on that, so this pop-up, one more sidebar, pop-up sidebar shows up, and here you have an option. If you click, so what are you trying to do here? You are trying to navigate the test plan module here. Actually, you are trying to navigate the module which is there in the test plan. Let's see. So I need to figure it out which project I was working on the test plan side. Okay, great. Now I figured it out which project and which folder it is. Okay, good. Now this is my test case. See this? What I've created just 5 minutes back. Okay, this is what my test case is. Okay, does everyone recognize this? But the problem here with the HPLM is you cannot drag and drop from test lamp. You need to use this procedure in called select test, and then you can drag and drop from here. That is easy. Okay, so just like that, or you can use this option to add select test, and that shows up right here. So what you exactly did, you copied whatever there in the test plan, you actually dragged, you dragged and dropped here, okay, in the test lab module. Okay, whatever you have created in test plan, you drag and dropped here, so that now you can see your test cases. Okay, does it make sense to everyone? So this is little bit the convoluted part of this HPLM. Okay, this is, I know you may not understand the very first attempt, but the thing is, you can just, if you want to practice, you can go ahead and have some practice so that you can get used to this. Okay, so once you do that, okay, now, okay, so once you have done, here you have options again, right? Details, execution grid, execution flow, if you want to see how the execution flow is. Okay, attachment, I really not recommend again to use this attachment again. Okay, don't use this. Really, this is more confusing, but they keep on adding this. This is really not required. Automation, yeah, if there is an automation, you want to update all this information here. Okay, and link defects, if there are any defects, you want to link it here, you want to link, you can add it here. You know what, you can add. Okay, great. You know what, you can create a defect here too. Okay, so we'll see, like, since there is no defects module showing up here, we'll try to create defect right from here. Okay, so you guys already know how to create defect, right? But this is the way you can create. This is one way. Okay, but there is no defects module if you see here. But still we can create defect. So I can show you that pretty quick. Okay, and history. If there is any history, you can use this. Okay. Now let's go back to our execution grid and click on this. Once you click on this, again a new pop-up window shows up. Now here you see these options, run execution attachment. This is the attachment you need to use always. Okay, why this attachment? Because this is specific to your test cases. Let's say if you have opened some defects, you have put some documents, and all the documents you need to prepare, right? The screenshots and all that. This is where you need to put, because if you put here somewhere, now how do you know where did you put? And it's not really recommended in test plan too. I mean there's no reason to have that. Whatever the attachment is, this here specific on your test case. This is more specific on your test case, and this link defects is more specific to your test case. So this you need to remember this. Okay, don't use this link defects too. This is no reason to have this. Okay, does it make sense? This is no reason to have this link defects. There's no requirement of attachment. If I want to use, I'll use it right here. This here, because I'm trying to link to that specific test case. Whatever defects you're opening, whatever attachment you are attaching, whatever scripts, let's say even if you have automation scripts, you will be having specific to that test case, because this test case, whatever you are writing is based on your test case, right? So that's the reason you need to use this, not this. Okay. Now once you have this, um, this is the information, and what you can do here is you need to run this. Okay, go ahead and click on this. You know what, I can run it from here itself. Okay, so here you see this run option here, run or control F9. First, so if you are using laptops, this may not really work because there's a function key. Maybe you need to use control function F9. Okay, so but yeah, it's normally control F9 or just click this button, run. So if you click on this, you have another pop-up window, and a lot of pop-up window shows up from here. Now this is really, if you want to write any comments here, you can write it here. Or if there's any test description, already pre-filled, you can use that. So I'll just begin run again. Click on that. Okay, now here's good. Now you need to execute. So whenever you're trying to execution in HPLM, right, it's to start with, you might do parallelly. That means you see the test case, execute one after the one. Okay, let's see here. Here what it's trying to say is open your Firefox browser and enter this URL. So I'll just open my Firefox. And put this URL. And once you do this, okay, home page of Geomo is displayed. So yeah, you want to update here. Now writing this. Home page of Geomo online is displayed as per the requirements. Okay, and you can click on pass selected. Okay, now this is passed. Now there is the next saying that click on enter Geomo online button. Enter Geomo online, and saying that okay, this is URL and online catalog page is displayed. So you want to put it here as per the requirement. Okay, and click on pass selected. So this, just what, just because this is a test case, you're using this, but to be honest, you need to do all these testings. Okay, remember we did in second class. You need to do each and every testing here for the box, for the fields, for the values, for all the special characters. You need to do all this. But here, for the ease of convenience, I'm not doing all this here. So you guys know, right? Assuming you already know what to test, okay? You cannot do just what I'm saying, what is written in the steps, okay? The steps is more high-level document. So that's what we were talking about. Test cases is always a high-level document. That doesn't explain what you're trying to do, okay? So what you're trying to do is, I explained in second class. If you guys have the video, then we have to go ahead and look into this video. That explains how do you start your test, testing in an application. Okay, you need to follow that, before executing this. Okay, so you cannot just put what is there in the test cases. That doesn't make sense. Okay. And as per the requirement, now click on proceed button. So say some value here. Okay. And what is this? Okay. So here, let's say, we have a bug here. Okay. So page is that to online storage. Okay. But let's say you found some bug or some issue here. So, let's say, somebody opened that issue, right? The credit card number is taking as the previous date too. That means it's taking the date lower than, 18. Let's say it's 18th. It's taking that value, okay, and it's going to the page. So we want to write some information as and I want to fail this, okay, and to fail. So now even one test case is failed, it shows here the whole test set is failed, okay. So now I want to stop this end run, okay, click on this end run. So just because one test case is failed, you see here this whole set is being failed, okay. If even one is failed, everything is failed, okay. So here that's what the status shows. And now you can see here, actually you're supposed to see all this before itself, but it doesn't show up here. There's some issues in HPL inside. Okay, so here you can see here all the test cases. And also make sure, right, when you're trying to do this, you cannot use the status just like that. Now if you want to say you want to put pass, just use the status and pass. No, you cannot do in HPLM. That's so easy. They will catch you. Okay, they will catch you. So if you didn't execute any test case, and moreover, you need to document it, right? Remember, I just told you to document this. You need to document all this. And let's say you have didn't execute anything, and you clicked on past. Now you cannot do that. Why? Because let's say here is it has all the information. When did you navigate this page? Let's say each page you are taking 1 minute of time. Say that's 116, and then 117, and your lead will catch you just like that. Okay, because all these dates, all this I'm sorry, time will be showing at 1 second, 1 second, and you cannot execute a test case, all the test case with 1 second of time, right? Does it make sense? Oops. Does it make sense to everyone? You cannot change unless unless your lead is specified saying that, hey, just put it NYA, we will not run for it, or just change the status. Unless and otherwise, you cannot just change it here just like that, because all these dates will be showing as 1 second, 1 second, and you cannot execute a whole test case in just 1 second. So they will catch you, okay, that you did execute it and just put the status to pass, and that's not really a very good idea to do that. Okay, unless of course they're specified to do this. Okay, and that is one thing. Now we have successfully executed this test case. Does anyone have any questions here? So actually, it's like similar what you have done. You keep doing in Rally. It's a similar thing, but only difference here you find is you have a different place to execution. That's the only difference. Here you will execute right here. Where you have written test cases, there itself will execute here. See this icon? This is simple. I recommend this one. Even if you're, let's say, even if your client is not using this and they're using some old tools, you know what? You can recommend too. You can request them, hey, why are we using this? we are using a lot of time in moving our test cases, and there's a lot of work going on. Why don't we upgrade our tool? Why don't we use a new tool? You can recommend them, because you're going as an experienced guy, right? Remember, we are going as experienced guy, and you can also say, based on our experience, you can say, based on my experience, this tool is good. You know why? It's a user friendly, not just user friendly. It doesn't require redundant work, which HPLM does a lot of redundant work. What is redundant work? You're writing test cases here. Again, you're pulling out your test cases here. Again, executing it. That's like 2 to 3, work which is really not required. Okay. So once you have done this, okay. Now let's say this test case is failed. Okay, now you need to open defect. Okay, next step is no, the test case is failed. You need to open defect, right? So next step is to opening a defect. Let's open a defect. Okay, so unfortunately there is no module here. There has to be a module. There are actually 4 modules. Okay, 4 modules. One is requirement. That's not here. Okay, for now it's not here, so don't worry about it. A test plan module. As a tester, you'll be using it. Test lab module. Okay, that's what we are doing this. And defects module. These are the 4 modules which you will be using it, and you will be having read access to requirements, not write access. Okay, you cannot write anything in requirements. It's not your job to write requirements unless you are a business analyst or product owner. Okay, but you have access, read and write access to test plan, test lab, and defects module. Okay, since we don't have defects modules right at this point of time, why don't we make use of here? There's a different ways to open defect. Okay, but make sure from where you're opening a defect. Okay, we can open defects from here. Go to a link tab and add link defects, or you can open defects in test plan. I mean, that's really not a good idea to open it, but still they have an option. You know what? Go ahead and click on. So it's really not required. So you want to make sure where you're opening defects. So what since all my defects are test case specific, okay, for which defect this test case belongs to, okay, which test case is this defect, okay, I want to make sure, because that will be reviewed by your lead. So you want to click this, go to this, okay, great. Go to click on link defects. Here you need to open defects, not from anywhere else, because your defects are test case specific. Does it make sense? Your defects are test case specific. Which test case does it belongs to? Because we'll be writing a lot of test cases. Test cases for, for an example, we take test cases for Chrome, test cases for IE Explorer, test cases for Microsoft Edge, okay, Firefox, Safari, and so on and so forth. Okay, there might be a lot of test cases for you. So that's the reason you want to make sure which defect does that test case belongs to. You cannot confuse, right? The Safari might be working good. There's no defects in Safari, but there might be issue in IE, right? Internet Explorer. So you need to open which test case. So that's the reason you need to be specific here. Now just go ahead and click on add and link. Okay, great. Now we can open this defects here. So here, again, the similar scenario. Some of them is pre-filled for you, since we are opening this right from the test lab module, right? We are opening right from the test lab module, so you have a few of the pre-filled. And here you can again, watch. Let's open that shipping and handling fee. So you need to follow some naming conventions here. Few statement, just one-line statements, okay, less than one-line statement saying that what exactly the issue is here, since I'm taking as shipping and handling, putting shipping and handling, what the project is all about, okay, GM Online, And if you want, you can put this. I mean, it's really not required. This is for if your production issue or critical issue, you want to put this here. Okay, and once you do this, fill up this information. Okay, who is the assign? I mean, who is the owner of the defect? Is always the developer or whoever the responsible is. Okay, business analyst, or product owner, architect. Okay, um, let's say some person is responsible for this, and which browser you need to be specific here. Which browser is it? Internet Explorer? Is it Chrome? Is it Firefox or something else? You need to put that. And what exactly is this? Is this a suggestion? I mean, this is not used most of the time. You have to use um, defect most of the time. Or if there are any options, you can use that too. Here we use defect detected on date. What is March? Okay, so here's today's date. Undetected version. You know the version. You can put the version. The estimated time fix, of course, is the job of a developer to put that. And product area. What's the area of the product? I mean, you of course you know what the project you're working on, but what exactly the project is all about. You want to make sure. So you know what? We just if there's any option, you can put it here. I'll just put it as profile management for now. And what's the priority? We'll just put as medium. Reproducible. Now some defects are reproducible and non-reproducible. And if it is a non-reproducible, then you want to put a screenshot. Okay, because it's not happening every time, it's only happening sometime. Okay, and it's only for happening some specific time. Okay, that's the thing you will be putting here. Okay, and what's the status? Of course this status should always be in open, but unfortunately you cannot open defects in HPLM with open status. So what you want to do is you know what, we can try. Okay, doesn't happen, but let's try here. I want to put it open, and I want to open this defect as an open status, but let's see how does it work. And if the regression, if it's put yes, so let's put now here, severity medium. What is subject? Which subject does it belongs to? You know what? Um, so just see if we have our project here. It's supposed to be there. Oh, good. This is my subject. Let's say. Oh, great. Um, Now this is few of these should be filled by developer. Which environment? Put it here. So all this information should be filled. Again, back to this, put some information. Okay. So I want to put that screenshot. Let's do it pretty quick. So this is my screenshot, and I'll use. I mean, you can use MS Word or Paint, whichever you like. But here we'll just use this. And we want to highlight this as usual. Okay. Now here again, most of test management tool or any test management tool, you will be having an option to upload image. If it's not there, you can go ahead and click on attachments. Here it's attachment. But here we have this option. Click on this and upload image. And you want to open this image. The size is here. There's an option of reducing the size. That's a good option in this HPLM, which you don't have in any other. So that's good. So I'm reducing to 50%. And there's a good option here to take a snapshot. This is a good option when you don't have Paint or you don't want to use MS Word or something. You can just click on this and take a screenshot. That's done. That will automatically upload it for you. Okay, so here we'll just use this and click on that. Here we go. Once you do this, okay, now this explains everything, right? This explains everything. Now developer looks into it, and now developer knows what's exactly the issue, what exactly the issue is. Okay. So once you click on this and click on OK. Now you see this? I told you, right? Now you cannot open a defect with an open status. Now, but we remember we did for rally, they didn't say any error of such kind. Okay. I want to open as open, it should be open as open, but it's not showing up. It's like, okay, we'll just put as new. Okay. Now click on OK. Okay, great. Now you need to change the status to open. Now that's a big deal here. Now because we don't have the defects module, okay, click on here. Now that we cannot change it, we can do that. Okay, click on this back again. Go to the. Let's see if we can do this. So you need to have that option so that you can change it. Let's Yeah, that's the problem. You cannot change the status. You need to have that module. Once you get this module, you can change the status. Now it should be. Now the best part is the defect is already linked here. You see this chain icon? Let's show it here. Okay, great. Now it should be complete. Now that means when you open a defect, that means, and when this test case is failed, there has to be a chain icon here. That shows that there is an open defect, and this is linked with this test case. Okay, this is very important. This is reviewed by our lead. Okay, this lead checks very carefully all the things. If he doesn't find this, that it will get back to you saying that, hey, there is no chain icon. That means it's not linked. Why do we need this link? Because your defect is test case specific. Again, all your defects are test case specific. That means whatever defect you're opening, it has to be against something, against some user story, against the test case. Okay. Okay, so that's the reason if you link this, that means it's related to your test case. Now, your test case got failed. Why? Because of that defect. And where is the defect? There you go. You open it. And how do you know? This is the chain link. It shows up here. That means there's a defect which is linked to this. Okay, now you can make sure. Okay, no, this is the defect, and yeah, we do not use this. Okay, so that's how you can also use, so that's good, even without defects module, I tried to explain you defects too. Okay, that's, you can also do that. If I can do, you can also do this. No big deal. So yeah, that's about this. Any questions so far? Okay, so we'll go pretty quick. We have 4 more minutes, right? Again, there is the report section here too. Okay, the similar way. Okay, you can use this reports again is for a little bit more higher levels for lead point of view. Let's talk about this pretty quick here. Okay, to see this, go to the analysis section. You know what? Let's say, yeah, let's say you are creating a reports for this. Okay, see here if we get this. No. Okay, so you have this analysis here. Let's click on this. So that means you are selecting this set. Okay, and click on analysis, which is located in the menu, the menu bar on this, and click on that, and you see this project report and graphs. You see this? Now, either way, you can create this. Um, you have options here. Uh, let's say report selected. Okay, I want this report, and this will help you out to generate the report. This is how it looks like. Whatever you have created, all this shows up. And if you want to see it in HTML or doc or PDF, you can do that too. Then you can send this to email to your boss who is looking for your reports. Okay. So let's try here for docx and see this. So you can also, okay, so all this report is generated for you. Normally, this will be the company's logo. Okay, the what is showing up in the header, that will be the company's logo, and they will upload that. Okay, so this is the job of a um, administrator, HPLM administrator. They will figure it out those, and this is what your report will be. Okay, and what's this? You can generate for your test cases, just like here. You can do this for test cases, test lab, and if you have defects module, you also will be able to generate report for that too. So any questions so far in HPL? Now you know three tools, right? You know Rally, you know Jira. You guys have both access. Practice that. If you want access to HPLM, you have to request to Tagore. Just go ahead and request if you're if you're interested. Let's see. In the last and final class also, we will be talking one more test management tool, that is TFS, Team Foundation Server from Microsoft. And unfortunately, because of this convoluted access level from Microsoft, I cannot give access to you. But we can check it out. If you're interested, we can work on this and get you an access. So that's not a big deal. But yeah, you have plenty of access to work. You need to you need to practice, because if you don't practice, that's not going to happen. You need to practice yourself, saying that okay, and you need to come up with questions if you have any questions. Okay. Okay. So any questions so far? So if you have no questions, can we close this class for today? So tomorrow we'll talk about this pretty quick on QTP. QTP, and you'll see if you can. I'll explain a little bit on QTP, and you can work on Selenium too a little bit. I'll be giving you access. Get if you know one tool, that's good. You need to know more than one tool. One is not enough, right? Because when you're in the project, you need to know a lot of things, not one or two, because that's what will help you to land your job. Just no, you cannot say no. I don't know this. No, I don't know. You cannot say that because there's a lot of competition, and but just knowing one or two things will not help. Okay, will not help you to get land a job. Will not help to move forward in your career. So you need to know a lot more to move forward for your job. Okay, so if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.